What's up, guys? Sub-Zeric here, back for another VOD review. We're doing another Prestivent VOD review. He's been playing a lot of TFT recently. He's been very high ranked on the North American server, the best server of all time and always will be. And today I want to talk about a comp that is less played, because I'm sure you guys are tired of seeing the Syndras, you guys are tired of seeing the Kassadin comps, and you guys want to say, okay, like, what is something else that I can play right now? Well, what is another viable comp that exists? You know, surely it's not only these comps. And the answer is no, it's not actually just those comps. So yeah, I wanted to talk about this comp today. It's gonna be interesting to see how Prestivent gets to it. And you know, I know there's some people who don't like the games being spoiled, so I won't spoil it too much. We'll obviously look at augments and all of these fun type of things. But you know, we won't go too crazy here. So opener here, a lot of good stuff. We have a full Gwynsu drop, so we'd love to get a Syndra potentially. We do also, boom, Zoe 2 and potentially a Jax 2. Could just be Zoe plus Lilia plus Poppy plus Jax 2 could be our board. We're also holding on to this Eldritch opener on the left here. Fantastic openers all around. Fully expect us to pick up the Jax 2 though over you know, like one of these honey units. And yeah, he's not interested in any of these honey units, which I think is pretty reasonable in this position. He was thinking about making gold there, perhaps. Okay. Best Friends, BS Friends, and Clockwork Accelerator I think are not very good augments in general. Learning Dispel is really strong. You could even consider playing Zoe Reroll from this spot. We have half Nashers and then half of Rod Item. We don't have any Tears, the only awkward thing, but I probably would default to Learning Dispel here if we didn't get anything better. Oh my god. That's Deja Vu here. I'm pretty sure it is just Deja Vu in this situation. I would say so, but do I have the right VOD? I'm pretty sure we're not. Okay. This is crazy, actually. Because I was not planning to VOD review a Deja game, and I would assume the thing about Deja Vu though. The thing is, it's really exciting. We have Deja Vu, we have Gwynsu sellable here. Deja Vu has definitely gone down in priority a lot as there's more Vanguard Syndras. So I think what Prestivent does here is he scouts the lobby and he's afraid enough of of people playing Vanguard Syndra, and he says, I'm not going to take Deja Vu here. He sees this guy certainly playing Syndra, sees this guy who's certainly playing Syndra, and he says, you know what, fuck it, I am not going to take Deja Vu here. He gets Slammin as an option and takes it, which is crazy, I feel like. It's a crazy thing to think about, not taking Deja Vu with a full Gwynsu to be able to slam here, but we're not going to go for that here. We definitely want to take Dehance here. Oh, this feels so bad that we can't get our board down, but we do have to make these slams here, and we are going to go for the Gwynsu. It is the best slam in the situation, and we do have slam, and the question is just sort of like, what are we playing from the situation? It's interesting. We'll see. I'm interested. I imagine if you're in Prestivent spot here, you're thinking of actually playing like a Callista board from this spot. That would be the idea, I would think. And you know, we'll see where our game ends up. We did end up selling some of that other like witchcraft stuff, so we're really playing like a built diff board here. I mean, this feels quite bad, I would say, to not be able to play like a lot of good synergies. We do get 2 Chrono in here for the entire board, which is something, but hey, now we end up fighting real built diff. So yeah, I mean, Prestivent was just a very sort of like overwhelmed by scouting there. I mean, I do think it is much better to do what Prestivent did in this situation and scout a lot and like figure out what line you should be playing than do the opposite, which is, you know, like not scouting at all. Real who our next opponent is, and are we fighting this guy or are we just scouting them? Looks like we are fighting them, and wow, look at their spot, man. They have the Shojin and the golds. It's not called Gold Mancer Staff because Gold Mancer Staff is the other real one. The Gambler's Blade with the dupe as well. So the second they find another Cinder, they could just, I mean, they actually could dupe right now. They do have Cinder pair here, but they're opting not to go for it just because they'd rather just wait for Cinder. And I mean, also they know that they're probably going to win this fight, so I guess they continue to chill here. Interesting though. We're gonna make 20 gold here. I think it makes perfect sense here. We have the glove open here. I'm interested to see what Prestivent takes here, because I think like if I was thinking about playing AD, I would go for like an IE or something here, but he wants Cloak, which is interesting. I mean, his idea can't possibly be that we're playing Kassadin from this spot. I would think it is certainly uncontested, but slamming Kassadin doesn't sound good to me. Maybe he's taking this for frontline. I don't know. Maybe his idea is slamming Kassadin. I mean, he gets the multi-strikers in here. I mean, look, it's I'm gonna let Prestivent do all the work here, but this is it's an interesting spot for sure, because I mean, he has to slam something for slamming value, right? He definitely does, and we're getting far into the fight, and he doesn't just slam in the cloak here onto the Jax here, and so his idea is not, if we were to try to play Cassin from the spot, you would certainly make the QSS there, but you can't really do that in this position. I mean, you with this augment is just going to be so bad to play reroll. I mean, this is an interesting idea as well. So the Jinx and the Wukong here, we get drop the Gwynsu, we have a cloak open here. Our items actually look really good for Jinx Wukong in this spot. It's another comp that, like, once again, I wouldn't really want to play reroll from this this Slammin augment, but like when you're playing 3-cost reroll, it's not so bad. We do also end up losing our streak here, which, wow, feels really bad. At least we are still making 30 gold, and we have all of this extra gold from the fact that we have Slammin, but it feels really bad when we could have actually 4 lost here. But I think Preston was thinking a lot about his line, and so he didn't want to like int there, which, you know, makes a decent amount of sense. But yeah, certainly a lot of ideas sort of floating around in Prestivent's head here with different lines that we can play. And hey, this is how TFT should be played, right? Flexing around all your different options, abandoning Jinx because it's a crummy comp. So he is going to say we're not going to play Jinx reroll this game. So man, if you're somebody who doesn't know we're playing this game, I'm really keeping you on your toes. If you read the description, then I mean, you know, some people like to be spoiled on movies and other people, you know, don't. So, you know, to each their own, right? So I have a friend who says there's a scientific study that says that, you know, movies, it doesn't matter if you get spoiled on them. It's completely fine. And I say, you know what, fuck those scientists. But, you know, if somebody agrees with them, there's nothing wrong with that. We're gonna make a Morelos here and a TG, both very good flexible items. TG can obviously go into any comp, and Morelos also, most comps can take it. I wonder what maybe it's still the idea is that we are going to play like a karma game from this spot here, but I think I have a feeling that going into augment we're going to have a different idea here, and it comes with Portal Crest. So in my opinion, Portal, vertical portal, the comp, if you can get a portal +1, is fantastic. We don't even have the 6 portal here in this moment. We're actually missing a lot of units, still missing Jace actually, which is really scary, and also the Ezreal to potentially be able to play 6 portal here. But we are just going to take this, and it gives us a lot of, I mean, it gives us all the direction you could ever want, right? We know for a fact that we are playing vertical portal this game. Gwynsu, not a bad Rise item. Morello is actually a really, really nice Rise item. Rise tends to actually do well with these scaling type items. Portal buys a lot of time for him, and then you, like, Gwynsu and Archangels have quite good statistics on him. And so you just build these type of scaling items, and then, you know, he pops off later in the fight. We now do have the 6 portal in with the Ezreal and the Jace, which feels really, really good. And so now you're going to start seeing the 6 portal doing work. Also, I actually kind of like the Wukong as just the +1 with the 6 portal, because there's not too many great units that you can fit in here that like fill out synergies very well. But, you know, Wukong, I mean, he's doing his job as a threat, as a druid here, and doing work. But, you know, we are fighting a Cinder board here, so I can't say too much, but you can already see a little bit of what comes out of that portal. You see that big Krug, which is nice. You see the portal at 1,000 damage there, which is not bad by any means. So yeah, I'm very pleased to be. I would say if I'm in Prestivent's shoes, I'm pleased to be in this spot here. We're just going to finish off the Ionic Spark here. I think that makes a lot of sense. You need MR Shred generally, especially now that I think about it, even more with Portal, right? Because those Ziggs bombs, I imagine, are doing magic damage too. So yeah, could take a random uncraftable here if we wanted to lose the game, but I don't think you really do want to lose the game for free. So I don't think that makes sense. And we'll probably hold on to this Nami. Actually, if we win this fight, we might sell it. Nami can fit, right? You can play, and yeah, it looks like he's thinking about selling it. Yeah, he does. Nami can certainly fit on the late game boards because you are very often playing 2 mage once you get to Nora, who is like obviously the high cap of this board, so you can just fit in a 3rd mage with the Nora plus the Galio. You know, talking about other units that fit very well, we do have the Rumble who fits nicely onto this board, the Blaster and the Vanguard, even though, yeah, we are actually going to take him out immediately because Blaster, Ezreal, like, I'll be real with you guys, this Ezreal unit is not doing shit on this board. This guy is just wasting your time sitting here. So, you know, he's going to do a little bit of damage. He's going to splash some damage across the front line and the back line. But you really, the big thing about this Portal board, and the nice thing about Portal +1 is it allows you to play from ahead. Because the thing that you need when you play Portal is just combat strength and win streak. And to just be really strong, right? Portal is really strong early, and if you can get to 8 Portal relatively, I mean, you know, ideally really quickly, you can actually have a very, very strong late game. but you don't want to be playing from behind when you're playing Portal, because Ryze and Ezreal are horrible units at just killing one unit. They spread their damage out really, really far and wide. Also, we get dropped a full Shojin here, which is fantastic. Good for slamming and just good for business. And yeah, we're actually just going to level here and try to start rolling down and see if we can find any extra Portal units. There's Wukong too, which is a nice thing. There is the Taric, so we're really just digging for the last one. We need to pick up a Ryze in this situation. We also really need replacement Zoe sooner rather than later, because she is holding all of our Ryze items, and we need to get those items over to Ryze when we find them. But yeah, still 6 Portal on this board. Tahm Kench too is nice. There's also the Diana in shop, but I don't know if we're going to consider her, but she's certainly someone else that you can think about fitting in onto this board. It feels really, really good. All right, last augment here. Let's take a look at it. Just combat would be a little buddies, I think, is quite nice in this comp. You're playing a lot of, like bad units, and yeah, he just, wow, the speed at which he takes little buddies there, I think makes, I think it makes a lot of sense. So yeah, we're going to continue to roll down. I mean, the thing is, Ryze is a very uncontested unit. I'm actually surprised it's taking us so long to find our Ryze, because yeah, I mean, we just need to find Ryze, and then we can actually just play 8 Portal, which is a huge spike. And you can see why Prestivent, ooh, is he really, ooh, he's considering this. Yeah, to move items over to Tahm Kench. He gets to get Bastion in on the board, which is really, really nice. It's just a very good team-wide buff. And the other thing is this gives us econ, right? Now we can at least make 10 gold. It means we can roll more next round and feel pretty good about it. But yeah, I mean, we just need to get to 8 Portal in this situation. The nice thing is Portal has given us a decent enough early game that we're only 50 HP. We're not, like, dying. But yeah, we do need to find that Ryze whenever possible, Mr. Mort, if you got us. Okay, there he is. Now we can fit the Ryze in for 8 Portal. We do also have Zoe pair, so we can just cut that Zoe, move the items over to Ryze. I believe, I mean, I think you should certainly put all 3 items there, for sure. All right, and so now we have achieved 8 Portal, which is, if you guys aren't familiar, we're going to start to get this bigger portal, and boom, look how big that Krug that just comes out of this portal. There's so much added tankiness, so much added utility, so much added damage. You can get the little treats that feed your units. You can, once again, another huge Krug comes out of that portal. We are still fighting a Cinder 3, which, like, I mean, I'm not going to say this comp can move mountains. I'm not going to say that this comp beats Cinder 3 every single time, but that was a close fight against a Cinder 3 on a Ryze 1 carry. So I'm going to say, if you guys are going to talk trash about Portal, like that Ryze 1, look, did you guys see that damage chart? Go back in the video if you want to, because like I'm not doing it. That's so much damage. Boom, we get Zoe 2 here. This is actually quite big, because every level up on a Portal unit gives you better portals, and boom, there's the Ryze 2, which is huge. Probably gonna have to slam the sword onto Ezreal, which feels bad, but it is slamming value, so it makes sense. And I mean, slamming into Portal honestly makes a lot of sense, right? You're playing this sort of like high tempo playstyle, and Portal plays very well into that. Now you can see, now that we have this Ryze 2, the board just does an insane job at clearing out fights. Look at that Portal damage, by the way, almost 5,000 damage from just 8 Portal. So this is a trait that I'm really excited about. And the nice thing, like I talked about, is that, like, look at this. We hit Ryze 2. I mean, it took us a while to find our first Ryze, but once we found our first Ryze, it was very easy. We had a Ryze off Carousel for free, because who's picking up a Ryze on Carousel? And then we rolled once and found another Ryze. Like, it's so easy to find Ryze 2 in this comp, and oftentimes Taric too. This person we're fighting is holding Tarics, but Taric is not the most popular unit either. And so it's really, really easy to hit this comp if you get the Portal +1. I would, caution that you really want to be playing this comp from Portal +1, and that's why I talked about it from the spot where Prestivent got the Portal +1, because I wouldn't feel that comfy angling for vertical Portal unless I had the +1. But once you achieve that requirement, I think this comp is very, very good. And you can see Prestivent's been clear in this lobby. He can very, very confidently go 9 now. He has so much front line here. The only downside is really don't want to be itemizing this Ezreal if at all possible. We'd really like a tank item here, but I don't think we're going to get to it. I think we're going to be forced to build something onto Ezreal. Ugh, i.e. Ezreal? I mean, I guess so, yeah, and just throw the bow onto... He's actually not going to bow the Ezreal because he wants to look for more Ezreal items, which I think is... I mean, I guess so. I think certainly you'd prefer to start itemizing like Nora down the line, but obviously, we don't have the Nora yet, or just some more frontliners, right? The upside, though, is that this portal can farm you items, and I think that's part of the reason why he ended up not putting the bow onto the Ezreal, because we can farm more items onto him. We do end up losing that fight, which feels bad. We did hold on to the Hecarim, which is very smart, because now we can actually fit in Bastion and Arcana here, which feels really, really nice. So this is going to be our board for now. Oof, and we roll, find the Taric tube. We don't have the gold to pick him up, so hopefully at least we win this fight. But yeah, I mean, Prestivent playing very, very high tempo, which is smart, I think. I was also on interval to level here because of the slammin value, so it actually feels really, really good to level in this situation here. Fight another Cinder board, which once again, we lose this fight. I won't say that this is the most broken comp in the world, but it was close. And I will say, in current year, if we can bring a fight close to Syndra, like, the comp's broken. But we are 16 HP. I will certainly acknowledge that we've dropped down to 16 HP. There's actually a really, really strong lobby, and fighting that Cinder player back to back was pretty scary. I won't VOD review a game if we're going 8th, so, you know, I mean, at least Ramblin got us, and it's not an 8th here. But you can see this board does certainly do work. Look at that Krug come out. This fight was so scary, but the huge Krug comes out, and then the Rise clutches it out there. Man, someone goes 7th here, like, this board is in my opinion, it's one of the most fun boards to play just because of fights like that, where you're like, I need the Krug out of the portal, and you get the last second Krug and it saves you. I had a game on stream where I was playing vertical portal, and at the last second, a Krug came out of the portal and killed my opponent's final unit, and my only unit alive on board was the final Krug, which was, you know, pretty hilarious. Ooh, the Salvager here is an idea. Prestivent looking for... Oh, he's just looking to... Oh, Shojin JGGS? Is this better? I guess this is better. I'm not that confident that this is that much better, just because JG seems like a horrible item onto Rise here in this situation, but it does give him that magic damage that'll help him. Look, we're fighting a Volibear, a 7 Eldritch Volibear, and we just... The Rise just takes him out back. Boom, boom, boom. He's gone. Like... How can you not love Vertical Portal? This Rise is so cool to watch as well, and it's just I wanted to divide review this because it's an off meta comp. You know, it's not something that I think a lot of people play around a lot, or that know like what items are good on Rise versus what are not. I mean, building the JG, I mean, I think, you know, suggests, I mean, even Prestivent's probably not like that aware what BIS is. I mean, I don't know. Maybe I'll eat my words and I'll look up the stats and JG Rises BIS. But you can certainly see it as a lot of damage, and especially if you can get something like an Archangel's onto him. Archangel's Rise is like chef's kiss. Like, that is really nice because he gets through those multiple casts. The Krugs that you summon from the portal buy him the time. And then, man, those second or third casts with Archangels, those really, really, really hit. I have played some nice Archangels Rises games, so something to consider, especially with Archangels, which is like certainly like a less built item in the current meta. We had a 5,000 health dragon, which is huge. We can, I guess, we're actually for adaptive helm here for frontline item. Yeah, I think that's pretty reasonable. Just to buy more time for this Rise. Once again, the Ezreal I'm not the biggest fan of, but look, we're top 4 and we're fighting Ripple Overdrive here. Let's see how this fight goes. We do obviously have the really nice charm here, so hopefully we can at least keep this fight pretty close with the Elder Dragon here. We do have it fully on the left side here, which is doing a lot of damage, though this guy's a lot of frontline here. But yeah, we blow through the entire frontline. Elder Dragon obviously doing work. Yeah, most damage dealt. That is a pretty nice charm, I will say. There is nothing wrong with that. But at this point, right, we're just rolling down for combat charms. Yordle Spirit, fantastic here. We are just trying to... Ooh, there's Nora and Yuumi, right? You have to play this. You could move the TG over to it. Yeah, I think this looks really, really nice. And now you get the Nora, and that's another strength of this comp, is that Nora fits. I mean, you're always playing Nora in this comp, and Nora is such a good unit. You can get this onto the Rise now. Now we're getting some AP for the Jeweled Gauntlet, which feels really good. Looks like DQA's board has gotten a bit better. Yep, so we just barely lose this fight, but Ripple Overdrive goes down, so it is at least a top 3 here. Think we might be capped out at a top 3 though, with how strong this lobby looks, but you know, I'm never going to tell you that this comp is going to win out every time. I have won out with this comp, so I won't, you know, say that it's a fraudulent comp by any means. We do get potentially the Xerath, and then, yeah, he decides against it because he just wants combat strength here. But yeah, I'm not going to say that this is the strongest comp in the world and that this comp's going to farm Cinder every time, but I do think this is a really nice line to know if you get that Portal +1, because it's super uncontested. You can win out if you get to stuff like Nora 2 and you get to Nora itemized, but obviously beating Cinder is hard. And look at that, with a little bit more HP, we could have actually gone top 2 here. So hope you guys enjoyed this VOD review of a lesser played comp, but I think one that can certainly work out, and certainly one that you guys should know. I want to do a few more of these sort of like lesser known comps VOD reviews, so let me know if you guys are interested in that, or if you want me to just do another Cinder VOD review, because I could do that. That'd be fun. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please like, comment, and subscribe. Oh, I have another just like shout outs to the sponsorship that I had before with Raid Shadow Legends. The link was buggy, so I'm trying out one with a different game. So that link is in the description. Like, honestly, can you guys just go like try and like tell me if the link works in the description down below, because the link before was kind of buggy. It like wasn't working on my computer. So let me know. If you just download the game, you get one entry into the sponsorship for just straight up, and then you can get more if you play. All the details are in my Discord if you're interested in that, which is also in the description down below. Okay, see you guys in the next video. Bye.